Hey guys, what's going on? Puggy here. So, I ran out of room, man. I just flat ran out of room. And one of my flat rigs is over here. I got it all tore down, but we're getting ready to rebuild it. But I had excess GPUs, and I needed a place to put them. So, what do? You grab an old bell. This thing's got an i3 in it. You build a simple frame out of wood, screw it right onto the housing, slap an 850 PSU in there, and we'll put it together. So this is going to have 5 cards on it, which is what I feel comfortable running off the 850. And it does have a 4-way splitter in it because there's only one full-size PCIe slot and 3 miniatures, so the small ones. Anyways, so let's fire it up. We got power right here. Let's go through the process. We're going to do them one at a time just to be safe, guys. One at a time. That way we know we're good to go. I usually go from left to right, but this one I'm going from right to left just because of the way the cable setup is. So hopefully you can see. Now on this motherboard, there is no over 4K decoding, so you're probably only going to get a max of 6 cards on it, 4, 5, or 6. We'll see. We're going to try for 5. And also, you cannot set the BIOS to onboard output for the video, so you have to run it through GPU. So I have it running through this one right here. See, there's the it's going to kick on and off. I'm putting the drivers on. It'll kick a couple times here. We'll see. Yep, see, there it is right there. Install the drivers. There you go. All right, so that one's in. All right, shut it down. Okay, so we've got 2 1070s, 3 1070 Ti's. This is just a cheap little frame built out of 1x2, and it's 17 inches long because that's what fits on the case. And this is how I used to build my stuff back in the day. It's quick, it's easy. The case is there. You don't have to pull the motherboard, nothing. It just works. It's simple. It just flat works. You know, for 5 GPUs. There we go. Okay, that one's on. Power here. Okay. I am running 2 risers on each. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire this one up just to make sure it's going to work here, because I'm worried about that adapter. Because I got to get 3 cards on that 4-way splitter. Let's make sure this old motherboard can do that. Okay, another 1070 Ti. This one right here. Now I'm going to have to kind of think ahead here because I'm not going to be able to get to the rest of these cables. Go. It's all in, that's all in. This one's going on this one, which I'm actually going to run because I have 3 legs. But the problem is I got one on the hard drive and I can't reach back up, so I'm going to go ahead and use the 4-pin on this riser only. Yep. I don't like running the 4 pins, but it's just for one more riser. I'm not going to split it off. There we go. Okay, so we need power. This is going to be on the standalone right there. That one's going to be by itself. There we go. Kind of get some kind of decent cable management on this. Okay, so that's all set. That's on. It's got power. This is going to be for the last two, and there's my power for the last two. Let's fire it up. It's plugged in. Let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds 3 GPUs on that splitter. So these 1070 Ti's actually are going on this flat rig over here that I'm in the middle of rebuilding, and I've got 3 more of the EVGA 1070s coming. So this is going to end up being a 5-card 1070 rig. But I'm going to go ahead and get these 1070 Ti's running in the meantime while I'm rebuilding this frame over here. So typically I run SMOS, but this I've got a Wi-Fi dongle in, and we'll kick it on NiceHash here in just a few. There we go, 3 of them. Sweet, shut her down. All right. So for you guys that want to get started mining cheap, man, this is the way to go. Buy these old junk computers, throw a GPU in them, or excuse me, a PSU in them, an 850. If you want to do 4 cards, use a 750, but throw an 850 in there, bam, 5 cards, quick and easy. You can pick these computers up for dirt nothing, and you just have to buy a 4-way splitter, your risers, and your cards, and you're good to go, man. It's so easy. So easy. Okay. We want this one. This one. Another 1070 Ti. Oops, that doesn't look right. There we go. Backwards. Okay, locked in. Let's get some power right here. I want to use this one. You're probably wondering, well, this guy don't know what he's talking about. Well, yeah, I do. I've been mining for a lot of years. And all my previous videos that I had on there, I removed, and I started another channel so I could maybe help some of you new guys out again. And I might re-upload some of my old channels, or my old videos. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not the biggest miner out there by any means, but I'm the best. No, we're at, I run a small farm, and yeah, that's what we got. Okay, it's my own personal farm. All right, so that don't look right. All right, we got power, Everything's good. I don't like the way that cable is, though. That's better. It's plugged in, it's plugged in. Oops, that needs to be rerouted. Crap. Let's do this. All right, let's fire it up. There we go. Okay, GPU number 4, which should not be an issue. I've ran 4 GPUs off this rig before, but I didn't have the splitter in there because I had 4 PCIe lanes open. But I've never ran a splitter off this before. So this is kind of my test bench, if you will. So this has a lot of cards, has had a lot of cards on it. But this is, dude, I'm telling you, look at this. You got a case, it's just a desktop. This is an old i3. It's got 4 gigs RAM in it. Use 1x4, build a little frame. Make sure your height, I think it was 3 3/4 inches from there to here, if I remember right. I'd have to measure it. And the GPUs rest up against the frame down there to hold the weight. And yeah, I mean, the frame costs nothing. It takes half a dozen screws and you're done. You don't even have to remove the motherboard or nothing out of the case. You just take the side off. quick, it's easy, it's simple, it's cost effective. Pick these up off Marketplace for 50 bucks, you know, whatever, it's great. Okay, last card. All right, you know, there's several different ways to do this. You can just jam them all on there and hopefully it picks it up. I like to go one at a time just to make sure what's what. Oh, not quite shut off yet. That way I can see what the problem card is. So if I kick this one on and there's an issue, now I know it has to do with this card. Well, a lot of times, not always, but okay. But that way I can kind of keep an eye on it and see, especially in Windows. Shoot, when I'm building an SMOS rig, I'll stick one card on there, get it to boot up, make sure it's okay, and then I'll just jam the other 9 on, you know what I'm saying? But this one is different. This one runs Windows. This way. Okay, should be good to go. Power plugged in. Yep, fired up. You can see these cards are a little dusty. They've been mining. Matter of fact, I think I've had all these cards here for 3+ years. There we go. Yeah, I think I've had all these cards for over 3 years. There we go. All 5 of them, they're in there. I know you guys can't see it, but they're in there. Man, let's fire this thing up. So I'm hoping that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 30. So, you know, 3 times 5 is 150 mega hash. We'll see what we get out of it. Should be right in there. These EVGAs are pretty strong cards, and the TIs, they're 31.5, 32. So, and these are real close to 30. Maybe on Windows a little less, 29. Okay, let's see what we get. There's 153 mega hash. See where she settles in. And I just applied general settings. You know, I want 150 on the core, 650 on the memory, 75% power. I'll probably turn it down a little bit, but that gets us started so we can tweak on it. Because I know the 1080 TIs, they can take a little bit more than these 1070 TIs can take more than these 1070s. But that gets me going. So it looks like we're at 32 on the TIs, 32.1 area, and we're at 28 on the 1070s. So we're settling in at 153.238. There we go. Keep an eye on our temps. It should be fine. I've got it set at 60% on the fans, which is probably too high, honestly. There's enough space between these. We can turn the fans down. Our temps are settling in right about 50 to 55 area. And we've mined 3 shares with no problems. So we're good. That's how you build a cheap mining rig. 5 cards, a 1080, got me an 850 PSU, stock OS, stock motherboard, stock everything. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like it. I hope you like seeing how to do a very, very, very budget system. This works. It's portable. You pick it up, move it. As long as you're on nice hash or something like that, you can use a Wi-Fi dongle, which this has. I have a dongle in it, so it's portable. I don't recommend it. Plug them in, it's better. And, you know, it works good. All right, here we go in our final resting place. This is my wife's office. It's her spare bedroom that she's got converted into office. The door's usually shut, and it gets quite cold in here in the wintertime. So that's why we're bringing this inside, just to heat the office. So here's her final resting place. She's just sitting over here in the corner. Put a little box fan on it, help keep some air moving through the GPUs to keep it cool. Let's see how she's doing. done some changing. Let's see what we got down here first off. So we're at 152 megahash-ish. You can see I changed the parameters. We're sitting in there about 110, 115 watts per GPU. Looks like the 1070 Ti's are around there about that 32 range, and the 1070s are that 28 range. You can see what I did. I turned the Ti's down to 65% just because they were pulling too much power. And so there we go. There's the TI and the TIs, and here is the 1070s. So that's where we're at, guys. All right, so there you go. New office heater. Best way I know how to build a rig.